mode.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody from GWT, wherever you are in the world. We have a lot of people on the call this morning. I'm excited, and absolutely, it's always my pleasure, as always, to be able to host these events. My name's Rob Pampling. I'm a diplomat with Global Trade down here in Perth, Australia, and we've got a great call today. We have Ramin and Sanaz both on the call. Going over, quite a few announcements and, bringing us up to speed with what's going on with the new Phase 6 announcements and training. So, as you all know, Sanaz is Vice President of Design and Product Design, and she just does a fantastic job. Just to give you an idea of her background, after emerging out of Canada's fashion scene, she became one of Canada's most sought-after entrepreneurs, both male and female, so she was one of the top people that people were looking for as entrepreneurs globally. Due to her focus and dedication and determination, she's always wanted to be the best at what she does. You have to excuse me this morning. I do have a bit of a cold, so apologies for that. Sanaz was also recently honoured for being featured in the world's worldwide publication Networking Times as a master networker in her contribution to the direct sales profession. She's also been featured on many other magazines, including Women of Wealth with Oprah Winfrey as well. In the past, she's been recognised as her company's top income earner. She's always been awarded for the developing of the company's fastest growing organisation. Been awarded with the company's highest accolades as the President's Cup of West. Many other accolades and awards that Sanaz has got personally. Her talents just go on and on. She's currently Vice President of Product Development and Design at Global Trade, where she creates many of the world's highest-end jewelry, which is also being worn by, a lot of Hollywood elite and social elite around the world, with her intricate 19 and 21 karat gold designs, which is obviously a world first with GWT. So Sanaz is also very focused and driven and a very impassioned speaker, as you'll soon find out. She dedicates herself to helping others, and particularly dedicates herself to helping the GWT family, which is why she's always very happy to be on these calls. As a mentor, she is second to none, helping everyone, not only in our team but also everywhere in the world. So I think Sanaz might be on the call now. If you're there, Sanaz, my voice is about to give up on me, so I'll leave it up to you if you like.
Thank you so much, Robert, and good evening or good morning wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen. I am super excited to be on the call as always. And Robert, I know you said you're losing your voice, and I thank you. I know it's probably one of your last few webinars that you're going to be speaking as not your last one, but for this month, as you've been the ambassador of the month and you've done a tremendous job. I want to welcome everyone to the call. I am super revved up. I'm super excited. I have some really good goodies up my sleeve that's going to absolutely blow your business up today. So this is not the previous training that I've done in the past. This is actually some new information that we have acquired, and of course tonight I'm going to have the honor and pleasure of having our founder and CEO on the call. So make sure you have your pen and paper ready. Make sure last minute you are texting your team, calling your team, Facebooking your team, do whatever you got to do, but get everyone from your team on the call, as this is going to be an absolutely phenomenal call, and I'm super excited to, of course, get started. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight's call, we're going to be talking about Phase 6. As you all know, we've been talking about Phase 6 being the new decade, the new beginning, the new start. It's almost like a brand new company with all of the amazing cool things that we have implemented. And I'm super excited to be able to train you. I have to make a correction. On the current slide, it says 2 updates. I got a lot more than 2 updates. I'm going to reiterate some of the topics that we've already talked about. And you know what, we're going to go forward and we're going to move on with all the new and amazing things that are coming to be. So first of all, I just want to do a sound check to make sure that we do have our founder and CEO on the call. Ramin, sir, are you on the call with us? So, Ramin, I'm just doing a sound check, and I do not have your sound, but I have unmuted you on my side. Can you just please do another sound check for me one more time?
Hi, Tanat, can you hear me okay?
Hi, Ramin. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Terrific. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, GWT Global family. Man, oh man, oh man. You know what, Sanaz, tonight's call is that much more special to me because I just finished a week with my great one. We went to a resort and Great Wolf Lodge or whatever it's called. You know what, Sanaz? Everybody in this call should be listening very, 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 very carefully because what I want to share, everyone has been through it already, but they never connect the dots. I just went to a resort. It was for kids resort. The daily room rate, and I know Renee Liao has been there too, the daily room rate, not food, not nothing, everything was extra. Just the room rate alone was $530 a night. $530 per night. Then, of course, you go there, they sell you the magic wand, and they sell you food, they sell you all kinds of stuff. So what we're talking about tonight is really, really important. Because if I'm a luxury consultant, I'm not a diamond. I want to be a diamond like in the morning, tomorrow morning, because these certificates, although it's ongoing, we bought X amount of them in bulk. We're going to order as we go. But if you have any plans to get this thing done right away, well, guess what? Well, first of all, you need to get it done within 30 days, and you don't want to wait till the certificates are done, and you have to wait for the next batch. But I think summer being here, we've already missed about 10 days from the time that we initially launched this mega promotion. So tonight's call is that much more important, so that's.
Well, Ramin, you know, I know we have a lot of excited LCs calling in really from all across the globe. I know there's some of the team members from the Diamond Elite team that are even at 2:30 in the morning, yet they're on this call. And you know what? I am so proud of the team and all of the things that they're doing because, you know, that's what it's all about. They're serious about their business. They want to be on this call, so I want to congratulate all of our luxury consultants that are as excited as we are to be able to get started and, of course, be able to train all of the amazing things that we got for Phase 6. So, Ramin, I'm going to get started with the little ones, you know, that with the Posh 100%. This one, of course, was a huge brand new release that we've recently had, and of course, it's caught everyone by storm. I know you guys are having shopping sprees, and you guys are having, you know, a lot of fun. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Posh is now 100% IA. It is no more 50-50 IA, no more cash, and you know what? It is 100% IA. So you get a chance to go on an amazing, amazing shopping spree. As you can see on the slide, this gal is having a lot of fun jumping up and down. And you know what? I know a lot of our LCs are feeling the same thing. And guess what? We're going to keep on adding to this collection in vertical. And in the October conference, I'm going to be showing you all of the new verticals that are going to be coming. So you're going to get a chance to be able to be there, be present, and take advantage of all of the amazing things that are coming in your business. So Posh, ladies and gentlemen, is 100% IA. You're getting a chance to feast on it, and you know what? Have a lot of fun with it. Ramin, did you want to add anything to that before I move on?
All I want to say is this. They think they're excited about Posh being 100% IA with the current Posh. They have no idea where Posh is going. I'm going to go and tell you something I'd never thought I would ever say, and that is, within 1 year, pay attention, within 1 year, Posh will be the most exciting line in GWT. Bypassing what Ferry is, bypassing what Ferry Marsh is, that's how exciting it's going to be, because it's going to be this giant mall that you can go buy very chic, good quality stuff at a very inexpensive price. Where Posh is going, Ferry can never go. Where Posh is going, Ferry Marsh can never go. So you think you're excited now that this is full IA? Imagine what it's going to be in 6 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, and a year from now. And that is some of that information we will release at the conference. But again, just imagine what I just said. Porsche will be the most exciting, most talked about line in GWT within a year.
Absolutely, Ramin. And you know what? I know that once people get to the October conference, they're going to be absolutely blown away by all the goodies that we have. By the way, we're going to talk about this a little bit later on, but you want to make sure you get your tickets. We're already pretty much more than halfway sold on the tickets, so tickets are going extremely fast, and ticket prices are going to also be going up. So you want to make sure you're getting your conference ticket. This is the North American Conference coming up. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. All right. So moving on, of course, zone pricing is the next one. I wanted to quickly just touch base on this. I'm reiterating some of the stuff I've already trained you. I want to get into the nitty-gritty of how to build your business. So now the next one is zone pricing. We have made zone pricing unified. So it's simple. It's basically 15% across the board in all countries. Of course, Ramin, as we know, before zone pricing was different in every single country. Well, not every single country, but the majority of countries. So if someone was to buy products, in Australia to UK to Nigeria to Canada to US, people at different types of price points, where now it is all unified across the board and everyone pays the exact same product rate for everyone.
Again, phase 6 was about two things, simplicity and momentum. And we've delivered both with a bang. We knocked both of them out of the park. And this particular part is about simplicity. One price globally.
You got it, Ramin, and I'm super excited for this. All right, the big one, the renewal. We just launched this, Ramin. I know everyone is, I can hear all the woohoos. I can hear all the screaming. Every market I went to, being on the road, going to Calgary, going to Edmonton, they were so excited for all of the new releases. And, of course, yesterday I trained the renewal in Montreal, and they were revved up. And, this is an amazing thing because, renewal has become like free. Basically, someone pays $194 for the renewal, and they basically receive 93 IA, which is $194 value of retail, back into their email. So they can get a chance to now go shopping for some of those products. If someone is a retailer, of course, we know the renewal is $69, and they're getting 33 IA rebate back again. So, again, this amazing thing is the IA rebate can be used towards your Posh. It could be used towards your Ferry. And, of course, it is like getting a free renewal every single year. Now, of course, this is only in effect for this year. I wanted to reiterate that. Now, some of the questions that we've been getting is if someone comes back from a couple of years ago, can they renew? Again, it's based on a case-by-case basis. You're going to call the office, send us a ticket, but the office will assist you. However, even if we do accept to, for someone to get all their renewals up to date, they will still only get the rebate on the current year. Once again, remember that the promotion started as of the 24th of August. But again, call the office, they'll assist you. We're here to help you. We're here to assist you in any way we can. Ramin?
Couple of points here. First and foremost, we hear sometimes people say, well, there is a company X that only charges $29 a year for renewal, or so there's some companies out there that are offering, free renewals. Well, look, if the business offers you zero value, free is costly too, because I can guarantee you the monthly fees that you pay, everything else, the qualifications, the requalifications, all the pitfalls, it's costing you a fortune. This all about value. What we've done here, we give you 1,500 of the finest SKUs that's constantly evolving. Not the same 20 products that we launched 10 years ago and still on the website and doesn't make you a cent. This is a mall. This is not a website. Again, this is a mall. This is not a website. We have 17 programmers working on the new software, not something that's done through iClouds or, that no one is taking care of. Again, what we're giving you is a very elaborate machine, money-making machine. As well as the IA rebate side of it, well, yeah, again, it's case by case. Remember, if we do an exception for this year only, because you can't go back past this year, don't think that as, well, what about me? What we do here, the exceptions we do, makes you money. This is about your team, because these exceptions ends up in your team. Every one of you are my 5 to somebody. There's people in your group. So if someone in your group gets an exception, be happy that we did that for them, because that got you in another active live LC, as opposed to saying, hey, listen, can we use that precedent for me? No, what we're doing is we're helping you as we always do. Our people are working hard as they always do to make sure your people renew, to make sure people stay on their IA. So again, this is what we've done here with the 194. It's like free renewal, except with a real business with real value. Now the website with the same 5 products that does nothing for you. We got people are constantly updating, upgrading. Again, we talk about these products are coming in, going out of stock, different sizes. This is a money-making machine 24/7 for you, multilingual, multi-currencies all over the world in 160 countries. You can't compare this with anything else, but it makes no difference anymore anyways, because the IA rebate now gets you the same product, value for your product, so it's like free renewal, game over.
Absolutely, Ramin, and I'm sure everyone is just losing their mind and super excited with this amazing and incredible promotion that you have put together. But you know what, Ramin? I know everyone is just so revved up, and this is the first time they're getting a chance to hear from you about this 7-day getaway. I mean, this new insane promotion that you put together for the 7-day getaway. A lot of people are kind of excited and they want to utilize it. They're going to start getting the buttons appearing in their back office tomorrow. So you know what? I'm super excited that you're on the call so we can be talking about how to effectively promote the 7-Day Diamond Challenge Getaway the right way to, of course, boost momentum, get your diamonds in, but most importantly, get everyone's check up. Your thoughts before I start the training?
Again, Sanaz, we launched this monumental mega promotion very, very conservatively. And the reason is we're not in the travel business. We know it's a very complex business. You and I travel the world all the time. We have problems in hotels of the world all the time. We have problems with the airline all the time. Everybody does. From airline hotels, we don't know how people manage their hotels. So, and we're not in the hotel business, so we launched the most exciting promotion we've ever had too conservatively. But I can tell you, we've been looking into this, researching this ever since we announced it, and the more we look, the more excited we get. I mean, the My 5, I told them, the LCG, I told them, there are so many great options with this package that we haven't even talked to try to keep it simple, because we talk about, you give a buffet to people, buffet of options, it's great, we all love buffets, but you know what? Sometimes, you don't know which one to eat. We wanted to launch this properly, make it, as simple as possible, but I can't keep this down anymore. This is too damn good. People say, you know what, how could you afford this? Well, you know what, when you go guarantee 5,000 vacations up front, we got this price for $179.99, so $180 per package. So that's what we got it for. So for us, when you go ahead and buy 5,000 of anything, vacations or anything, you're going to get a damn good price. And it wasn't just the 5,000 vacations. It was that they know we're an MLM company. They were excited to have us because they know what happens after 5,000, another 5,000, another 5,000, another 50,000, another 100,000. That's why we nailed this monumental package. This is not one of those certificates you see online that, oh, you got the one hotel in Niagara Falls, or this place, we got this hotel somewhere in one country or somewhere. It's none of that. This is globally. There's only one organization even has that capability to do that. We've gone to the best, A+ business rating, 24-hour concierge service, real full-time travel agency in-house, people who are there to serve you. We want to make sure as much as we can, we've gone to the highest, to the best, to make sure as much as we can, to make sure that the experience after getting it is as positive as it can be. Again, I talk about, it means so not traveling the world all the time. You've had experience yourself. Many times you go to places in Europe, wherever, supposed to be 4-star, it's not quite to your liking, you have issues. That's part of that complex industry. But we've given you 3,000 locations, and there are so many unbelievable locations that I personally want to go. If I'm not a diamond, I want to be a diamond. I just shared with you. We just come back from a resort, $530 per night was just the room rate. In Europe, we travel Europe all the time. We got lots of factories there. An average 3-star or less is about 200 euro. 4-star or more is about 400 to 500 euro to 600 euro per night, and depending on time of the year you go to. And honestly, the 4 stars that we see they talk about in Europe, to us it's not, it's not adequate to what we're used to. But that's not the point. I'm saying is that look at the rates, and this package that we have. It's loaded with gorgeous, gorgeous locations in Europe. So strong in some parts of the world. Most importantly, it covers all of the world. So I'm absolutely revved up. If I am a distributor right now, if I'm a diamond, I'll make sure I'm on the phone with every single person in my team who's not a diamond yet. Because when they upgrade to a diamond, and this is the most unbelievable value proposition they could get anywhere in the world, you have 2.5 years to book. This is not something that has to be done tomorrow. With a full concierge service, and I will make sure that every single one of those retailers or Palladiums or Gold to get a phone call from me and a follow-up phone call to make sure they upgrade. Why? Because not only they get a $2,000 value proposition, and you're going to talk about next, I'm going to get a cycle out of this. So every single, to me as an LC, if I have 500 people in my team, if you've got 1,000 people in my team, I want to find out tonight how many of them are not diamonds yet. Because I want to be on the phone with every single one of them. I want to make sure they understand what this is. I want to make sure to upgrade, because every single diamond upgrade can put $500 in my jeans. Talk about an opportunity to go cap yourself $10,000 a week, week after week, but just smiling and darling. And you're not smiling and darling to people you don't know. You're smiling and darling GWT luxury consultants who are not diamonds yet. Maybe they're out of the loop. Maybe they didn't renew. You're calling everybody. Saying, did you hear about this? Did you hear about this? And every single upgrade, not only they got a $2,000 value proposition, not only I provided them with amazing service, because they got an unbelievable trip globally that most of them will never be able to afford without this. Also, every single upgrade just may put $500 in my pocket. If it's in my personal leg, if it's in my common leg, it makes no difference. At the end of the day, all those CVs will put money in my jeans. So if you're a luxury consultant, you want to look down to your team, and you want to make sure you track down every single one who's not diamond, and you make sure don't hide behind a keyboard, not just email, call them. Make sure they understand how monumental of a deal this is. And that comes from what you're going to talk about next, and ask. Tell these folks how amazing this trip is.
Absolutely, Ramin. So, one of the things that I want to talk about is that we talk about this is an amazing vacation. It's an amazing getaway. We talk about it's not a vacation. However, of course, as we know, Ramin, that we found out this past week, there is some flexibility, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. But right now, it is an amazing 7-day getaway. The accommodations for this event is not inclusive. However, again, you can customize it to your needs, and you can possibly change it to an inclusive vacation. The value, of course, Ramin, we know it's $1,500 to $2,000, depending on whether it's high season, low season. We know that when it comes to travel time, there's always those peak times. So if you're going to book during Christmas, of course, there's going to be peak season. But if you're going to book March break, those are the peak seasons. But if you're going to book off season, then the rates will be different. So the value will change and vary based on the season and the location. This amount of $1,500 to $2,000, by the way, it is a U.S. value, cannot be used for cash value. So you cannot ask them for the cash. It must be used towards a trip. Of course, any of the locations are subject to daily availability and changes. And what that means is that once we put you in touch with the travel agent, or once you contact the travel agent and you have your code and you start to do the bookings, if you don't confirm the booking, it may change or not become available, in a very short period of time. So it's important to make sure that you understand that it is subject to availability. And remember, we always say this shouldn't be the reason to join, but of course it's a phenomenal incentive. The reality of it is that when you join as a brand new paid Diamond email member, you are going to receive a code, ladies and gentlemen, for one person and a companion up to 2 kids age 11 and under for a 7-night resort accommodation, and based on a 1-room double occupancy basis of 2 adults. I'm going to share with you some of the locations tonight. This is a new part of the training. But of course, you have access to 3,000 different locations, 3.5-star resorts across the world, including Canada, U.S., Mexico, Caribbean, South America, Africa, Asia, Europe, Australia. And again, right now with the getaway that we have, Rabin, we talk about flights, food, beverage not included. But this past week, you were able to renegotiate and do some new things and new updates. Maybe you want to share that with our LCs.
Well, Sanaz, you know more about this than myself. You guys are doing an amazing work, you and Rachel, on this. But I do want, again, obviously there are some flexibilities. Look, we want to keep this very simple. It's a 7-day getaway. Because I know what hotels cost. I just mentioned to you. You guys know if you're listening right now from Europe, from Australia, from Africa, you know what resorts cost. And by the way, these locations you'll find, some of them are some of the coolest places they could be because, again, they are resorts. You know, so not hotels and busy places. They're actual really cool places you want to go and relax and so forth. So, again, I'm really excited about being able to get away for 7 days and be able to get my accommodation for free. But they begin, again, being the best in their industry. The company that we do, being the best in the industry since 1989. They've developed a whole bunch of relationships that other companies don't have. That's why they charge a lot, but because, again, they have a lot of great relationships. And some of those relationships is that saying, look, some of these locations we actually deal with, they're flexible. They're saying, you know what, our hotel is busy. If you're not going to stay 7 days, if you're going to reduce it to 4 days, we can actually maybe give you all-inclusive for 4 days. Now, personally, I don't care about food. I actually want to be there, relax for 7 days, give me my room, and I'm happy because if I'm going to travel, I want to be there for 7 days. But some of them are giving you this unbelievable, the unbelievable option that if you happen that you're going somewhere for 3 days and you happen to find somewhere close to where you're going that gives you this, well, you can actually get all-inclusive with some of these locations. Not all of them, it's some of them. And what Sanas talks about based on availability, well, that's everything, isn't it? In an airline, any airline is based on availability. Any hotel book is based on availability. These that's the whole industry. That's not really unique to this package. Everywhere you go is based on availability anyways. But the reality is the fact that again, I like the 7-day getaway, but the fact that some of these resorts worldwide, now some of them I wouldn't go to, but there are some unbelievable places. It's not one location that some of these cards are offering us out there. Some unbelievable locations I like to go to in Canada, in the United States. You know, U.S. is full of locations in Florida, in California. Europe is loaded. I think they got the strongest market in Europe. Gorgeous places in Spain and Portugal and Italy, places that I would personally be going to those things. So you can do that. You can stay for 7 days, or see if they offer another option for less nights, which I don't think you should do. But anyway, less nights, but all-inclusive. You could eat outside. Personally, I like to, when I go to a new country, I like to go outside and explore their local food. So, you know, I'm not the one to stay in a hotel and have hamburgers at a resort. It's not my thing, or steak. I want to go on. So again, what the option is there. Sanaz also, it's beyond that also, isn't it? If someone is, I can imagine who, but if someone's not into trips and getaways, there are other options.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, that's why we said we make sure you do not miss tonight's call because this is insane. You know, one of the things is, like you said, you know, people have the choice. What we're giving away is a 7-day trip for someone to go with their family, have some fun, and you know what, enjoy a well-deserved getaway. But the other part of it, like you just said, you know, someone says, you know, I don't need 7 days. I want to go to you know, Bahamas, and I want to go for 4 days, and I'd rather have all-inclusive food and drinks included, they can do that now. So the other part of it is, let's say, you live in the United States or you live in Canada and you want to travel, go back to Russia, or you want to go to Mexico, or you want to go to Italy. Ramin, now they can even just use this 7-day getaway and convert it for a flight. So these are the insane promotions that we are running with this 7-day getaway. And like you said, everyone should be smiling and dialing, talking to their teams, getting on the phones, telling their entire downline to be able to be, getting themselves upgraded immediately for this phenomenal promotion. Because, of course, as we've been talking about, the brand new LCs, of course, they get a chance to be able to take advantage of this promotion. But you know what? Their existing LCs only have up to September the 17th to take advantage of this amazing promotion. So we want to make sure that anyone, as you guys can see in the slides, brand new diamond emails that launch as of August the 17th, they automatically get it. Anyone, of course, that upgrades their email to a diamond in their first 30 days automatically gets the 7-day getaway. But for the concept that you have created, Ramin, in this industry, which is no member left behind, our luxury consultants have until September the 17th to get themselves upgraded, and they, in fact, will get that travel code for the 7-day getaway, or for that flight, or for that 4-day all-inclusive, whatever it is that they want. But the reality of it is that is only up to September 17th, when this insane promotion is going to end for previous luxury consultants that may have joined us maybe 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. We truly have the concept, no member left behind. So any retailers, any Palladiums, any golds that you have in your downline, honestly, team, like our CEO said, you should be smiling and dialing, because I think many of you think that by us sending out an email blast or by us doing a post on Facebook, they're going to know about the promotion. Many people in your team are not on Facebook. They're not checking their Facebook every day. Many people on your team are not opening their emails every day. They're not checking their back offices. So you know what you're going to do? You're going to pick up the phone. You're going to smile and dial. You're going to talk to your team, because this is absolutely insane, as the song says, insane in the membrane. So, Jess from Australia said that when he was here in Toronto. So, insane in the membrane, get on the phone, dial and smile. Ramin, I'm getting more and more revved up the more we talk about this.
Well, look, when these people came to us, when we went to these folks here, what we basically said, we looked at them, the A+ business rating, 1989. I mean, in this industry, it's a complex industry, so we want to make sure we absolutely have the best option with the best capabilities. Because I've owned timeshares before that I didn't like. I've owned things before that I didn't like. So I wanted to make sure we go to the absolute best. And you know what? We found the absolute best. We saw that they had 1.5 million vacations and getaways these guys have given away since 1989. We saw over the past 3 years, of all of them, they only had 11 cases with BBB. That's why they have an A+, and that solved every single one. So they are the absolute best at what they do. And you know what? Then once we found we have the best, we said, okay, what are your packages? They started, okay, how can you add to that? They added, so we pretty much added everything they had to offer. Now we have the Rolls Royce of the package that they had to offer. And again, based on 5,000 guarantees up front, based on 100,000 more to follow, we got a price for $180 based $179.99 for per each one of you. So you got yourself an opportunity. If you're not a diamond yet, you've got yourself an opportunity to have the world at your fingertips. At some point over the next 2 years, 2.5 years, you can decide to go to a country that you would never go otherwise, or you may never go otherwise. Whether you're with GWT or not, it's irrelevant. Once you get your code, it's your code, it's your trip, it's your getaway. And again, we don't want to get more complex, but we added a pilot on. I've actually seen some really cool stuff. They got some things you can actually rent a catamaran and some type of boats and ships, and you can get on. So they have all kinds of cool options, even over and beyond what Sanaz and I talked about. We don't want to contaminate your mind because we want you to talk about the 7-day getaway. So that this is for your knowledge. Please don't give it to your prospects. It's irrelevant. This is only irrelevant after they're in the game. And when you're not in, don't bother talking about all these other options. It's not a conversation you want on sign-up night. It's not a conversation you want when they're making a decision to get started. But once they're in the system, these are the extra perks, options, surprises, the stuff that you could bring up. Say, hey, you know what? It's actually much better than you think it is. So don't bring this up on sign-up night because it's not the conversation for that moment. That moment for them to choose a package and run with it, and this is the reason why they should go diamond. Once they're in the system, this is a conversation that you want to bring up if need be. Again, it's a great surprise once you got the code and you call at 24/7, someone's there to answer your call with a smile and say, by the way, you have other options.
Absolutely, Ramin. And of course, when it comes to someone launching their new Diamond email, you know, that button that we've been talking about is going to appear right in their back office. And that's going to start in effect as of tomorrow morning, ladies and gentlemen. So if you qualified already, if you've upgraded already, the button is going to start appearing in your back office. You're going to see the Redeem Getaway. Once you click on that, you're going to get an email that's going to be sent within 48 hours with a unique getaway code with, of course, the terms and conditions. And you're just going to basically follow the instructions on the email to register the clothes and start to plan your getaway, of course. But of course, you know, as you heard our founder and CEO talk about it, you have 24 months, 2 years from now to be able to use this amazing trip. You got to make sure that all of the travelers have proper valid travelers documents. And what that means is that you're going to need passports to basically leave. But some countries, if you're a landed immigrant maybe in a country, you're not a citizen of the country, you can actually talk with the travel agency and they will allow for you, they will tell you what documents you need to travel. The great thing is that all of your travel needs will be going through a professional travel agency that's been in business for 21 years. They have a AAA business rating. They are a Canadian company. They're a reputable company. So again, we've never worked with this company, but it's a new company. We've done tons of research on this. Rachel and I have been doing tons of conference calls with this company as well. And you know what? We are super excited. The other point, of course, at the time of booking, there is a $100 deposit that is required at registration, and it is returned to you after the travel is complete, or you can even use it towards some of maybe resort fees or whatever else that you do want, but it is refundable at the end of your travel if you don't use it. Additional fees may apply, of course, when it comes to resorts. You know, I was just actually sharing this in Montreal. I booked for one of my girlfriend's birthdays. We're all going away, and one of the things that they have is the resort actually has, I think it's like a $45 resort fee that is per person per day, and that is to be able to use the pool, to use the beach, and use the exercise room. And that's not by choice whether you want to use it. You have to pay it. So it's the same way here, depending on the type of resort, depending on your location, depending on your getaway, additional fees as such may apply as well.
Well, let me make sure that this is really, really, really extremely clear. First and foremost, what makes this the Rolls Royce? Again, we have in cars, you have Yugo Sport, you've got Chevrolet, and you've got a Mercedes-Benz, right? So they're all technically classified as cars, and they all take it from A to B, but you want to make sure the differences, right? The difference here is, I want to make sure there's no confusion here. One of the differences is, this is the only company that's global. Being a global company, it was important for us not to have something that's only Caribbean, only America, only Niagara Falls. It had to be something that's global, and these guys are the only one that are global. Second, we wanted to make sure 7-day getaway, because everything else we saw is 3 days, 4 days, or 4 days and 3 nights and those things. Third thing, this is the only one that has no other fees attached to it, period. The only thing is they charge $100. Make sure you show up. Once you show up, you get it back. So what Tanaz is talking about, resort fees, has nothing to do with this package. This is, forget about this package. You've been to vacations before, you've gone to hotels before, and you see hotels themselves have all these extra fees, and especially when you go to vacation destinations like the Caribbean or different places, that they're always charged because they have electricity bills, they got resort fees, they got hotel fees, there's the taxes that hotels pay. Even in Toronto, there's all kinds of fees when you go rent a hotel room that shows up on your bill. That's what Tanaz is talking about. It has nothing to do with this package. This package, one of the main things about this package is that there are zero fees attached to it. We pay a lot of money up front, but there's zero fees for the user. So, of course, once you use it and you book your hotel or whatever, you go, you check in, then based on the hotel itself, the good location, what time of the year it is, they're always going to have these other little things that shows up on your bill that has nothing to do with this package. You pay that if you showed up without this package and you rented the hotel room. It's the standard how they work. For example, in Toronto, there is a tourism tax, right? So it shows up on every hotel. Whether you have a package or not, you pay for it. Those are things that we have no control over, nor do we know what they are. Depends on what country you go to. But this particular package itself, zero fees, it is global, and it is flexible.
You got it, Ramin, and thank you for clarifying that all. Of course, that is super important. I do want to clarify some FAQs with all of you before we go on to the next topic as well. If your children are 11, because as we talked about earlier, this vacation is for 2 adults and basically 2 kids that are 11 years and younger. And so we're going to talk a little bit about if you have more than 2 children or your kids are over 11 years old or if your kids are adults. So here they are. My children are over 11 years old. Can they come on the getaway? The answer is yes. Children 12 and older just have to pay a $75 per child fee per week, and they can, of course, come, which is insane, of course. Of course, when I shared this in Montreal or in Alberta, people were just, falling off their chairs. Ramin, $75 for the entire week to have an additional child with them, which is absolutely amazing. Of course, I have more than 2 children of any age. Can they come on the getaway? And the answer is absolutely yes, they can. And of course, if you have more than 2 kids, it's basically $75 per child per week. However, I want to finish one more point, and I'll share one other very important point, which is I want to bring an adult with me. Can they come on the getaway? Some families, maybe they want to bring their mom, or maybe their children are over 18 years old, and you can bring them with you. It is $100 per adult per week. However, you got to remember the additional traveler allowance depends on the specific property and the room occupancy. So you've got to make sure that when you are booking, you are talking to your travel agent to let them know, and the travel agency will in fact help you out. As you can see, we've shared with you, you're going to be calling a Denza travel agent for more information on all your booking. And what they're going to be doing is they're going to be a one-stop shop. They're going to do all of your bookings for you. They are going to basically book your flights, book your accommodations, any food, any catamaran getaways you want to do, any excursions they want to do. They are going to be a one-stop shop when it comes to all of your booking needs. Now, the next question is, I want to use my getaway code for an all-inclusive package or just a flight. I've already mentioned this. Yes, you can. Your Adenza agent will work with you if you want to utilize the value of the code towards flights, food, all-inclusive. You can. However, again, you've got to make sure you are talking to your travel agent at the time of booking to make sure that all of this is 100% clear. The other question was, what if I am younger than 21 years old? As I mentioned earlier on, you need to be 21 years of age or older in order to be the primary traveler booking. The reason we've done that is based on the country that you're going to be booking in, where it's basically your countries like the United States are basically 21 years of age and older. For Canada, it's 18 years old. But for the United States, it's basically 21. However, once again, when you are traveling, you want to make sure that you are talking to your travel agent. You are letting them know how old you are at the time of booking. You are letting them know on the destination that you want to go. Because let's say you're 19 years old and you decide that you want to go to Las Vegas, but Las Vegas, the age is 21 years old to even go to the casinos, to be able to drink booze. So therefore, the last thing we want to do is disappoint people, and therefore the legal age is 21. However, let's say you're 18 or 19 years old and you're going to be going to a resort in Tremblant, somewhere in Canada. You will not have any problems. Or what you can do is you can change the main trip as a primary into your companion if they're 21 years of older, I should say ager, and you can become the second companion. I've already also addressed, I don't have a passport, can I use a getaway? Again, it depends on where you are traveling. And last but not least, I got a free upgrade to a diamond, can I use the getaway? And the answer is no. Only paid upgrades will receive the 7-day getaway. All right, what is the value of the getaway? Of course, the value of the getaway, I've already talked about this. It's $1,500 to $2,000 USD, of course. And of course, as I mentioned, depends entirely on the time you're traveling and your locations. Where can I go on the getaway? I've already talked a little bit about this. I'm just reiterating some of the points. There's over 3,000 different locations in 65 countries around the globe to be able to, of course, go. Now, you have more questions. Now, I want to make sure I'm sharing this phone number with you. This is not for everyone to start calling the travel agency tomorrow. This is the phone number for someone that wants to book their trip. That's going to call the number that you see on screen. It's called Odenza Vacations. For best information and to answer all your questions, it is 1-866-861-4499. Once again, 1-866-861-4499.
Actually, it's not really important that we pass the number up because the very first thing they're going to ask you is what is your code. If you don't have a code, don't bother calling in. This is designed for them to help you book a trip. So don't call asking for information. I don't want to bombard it, because we're an MLM company. I don't want them to have them regret this. I don't rule any relationships. It's irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant unless you have a code. You have a code, then you call them up. When you're ready to book, you call them up. And here's the reason why you should call them only when you're ready to book. Because what's available now might not be available for when you want to go. So if you're planning to go for next year and you want to ask what's available now, it's irrelevant to when you're going to go. Again, this is live inventory, just like hotels, just like airlines. This is live inventory, resorts. So again, don't call them unless you have a code. And once you have a code you want, and they're going to give you the best service. One thing we don't want is bombarded with so many phone calls that the actual people who have a code, people in your team, people who just launched, they got their getaway, they're excited. No, they can't get proper service because now we have 60,000 people calling them because they're excited and ask questions. Don't do that. You don't need that information. You only need it if you have a code, and let these folks take care of you and your people when you do need it. Again, as I talked about, we have 2.5 weeks, folks. There's no reason, no other company in the world would take a promotion and take it back 10 years, a decade. So people who launched for some reason in 2005, and for some reason, if they're not a diamond, I can imagine that, but let's assume we've made it available for everybody to actually now upgrade and to be able to get this getaway. So 2.5 weeks. Don't wait for it and then come back and say, you know what, oh, can I do this a month later? The answer is no. You have your chance right now. We've given you an opportunity that you shouldn't have, period, but we're giving it to you. You take care of it right now. Again, if I'm a diamond or above and with this opportunity, remember, every single phone call you make, every single upgrade that you make, that's $500 in your pocket, or CV for the next $500 in your pocket. Every vast majority of you have a big common leg, have more points in one leg accumulated. Every single phone call is adding more points or putting $500 in your pocket. If I were you, I would be on the phone 24/7, making sure I reach every single person on the phone and telling them about this unbelievable value proposition. Even the ones who have not renewed, again, let's face it, who has the opportunity to have 3,000 locations from all over the world to be able to go there for $179? No one has the opportunity. We gave you that opportunity, and for you, it costs you nothing, because what happens is people upgrade, they get products for it, so all of a sudden they get all the benefits of having the products. Everybody that you know is always complaining, I don't have enough IA points. I wish I had more IA points. I want this. Now with the Posh being 100% IA, even more of that problem comes up now. I wish I had more IA points. Well, here's your chance. Not only you upgrade, you get all the IA points, you get all the perks of being a diamond, all the advantages, the buying power, the commissions, and everything else. Now you have a $2,000 US value proposition in order to do it. So if I'm a diamond or above, I'll be on the phone and calling and following everybody in my team, because I want to make sure they get this offer. Not only gets them active, gets them renewed, gets them active, excited, they got a value proposition never had before. However it was before, now they have this $2,000 value proposition they're going to use with the family, and it's not just something that the LC themselves can benefit from. It's something the whole family benefits, because it's them, their spouse, 2 children or more. Everybody is part of this deal. So again, it's so important, folks. You got 2.5 weeks to upgrade. You got 2.5 weeks to upgrade. You got 2.5 weeks to upgrade. You got a chance to do it now, and don't wait till 2.5 weeks, because we always get so busy in the last couple of days. People are really stressed. They keep calling, well, did you get the payment? Did you get the payment? Because there's time zone differences. Sometimes, you know, if it comes into a weekend, the month end on the weekend, people are completely stressed that if they're going to get here on time. Don't wait. Get it done now. Go online, get your upgrade done, and get your code.
Absolutely, Ramin. And you know what? At the end of the day, what we wanted to do is this was only put as a member, no member left behind. So you want to make sure that you're on the phone, smiling and dialing, and making sure your team knows. 2.5 weeks left, as our founder and CEO mentioned. And the other thing as well, Ramin, I wanted to talk about, or I do have a question that someone had asked. For an old LC who upgrades from a Palladium to a Diamond, can they just basically pay the difference of the Diamond, and do they have to be on IA to qualify for the trip?
Obviously, they have to upgrade, and they have to be, again, being IA. I'm not sure what the criteria. We'll get back to you on that. I want to see what we wrote down for the criteria. Certainly, you got to be a diamond, and I'm assuming if you're a brand new person, you automatically go on IA because that's automatically starts. This was designed, remember one thing, this was designed for brand new people. That's what it was designed. Then later we decided, okay, we're going to open it up to everybody. So you just ask a question that this wasn't designed for. It's a good question. We'll get back to you on maybe the next CDSC call. We pass it on the CDSC call, and they can pass it on to you if you got to be on IA or not. I would say, why not? We want people to get in here not because they want a great getaway. We want people to get in here because of an amazing company, because of amazing culture, amazing perks and incentives. We want people to get excited. We don't want people to just get away for themselves. We're in a getaway business. This basically take a big chunk of my profits. And my idea wasn't to give away my profits just so someone can get a great vacation. My idea was to get you excited and help you to go launch a whole bunch of malls globally so everybody can profit from this, including your upline and the company. So it's one of those questions I actually never thought about because the package wasn't designed for that. The package was designed for people who come in today to help you launch diamonds so you can cycle, so they can maximize the benefits and they can get a great value proposition. I heavily invested into that by giving a big chunk of my profit for it, but I'm doing that because I'm hoping to get excited and to go launch 100 more malls themselves as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ramin. There's another question that Sherry's asked, which I'm going to have to look into and get back to you, Sherry, on that. And that's basically if two members from the same family launch both as diamonds, let's say a husband and wife each have their own diamond molds, then what happens? Can one use it towards flights and can one use it towards the accommodations? I don't know the answer. We'll find that out. Again, what we have to focus on, team, is everything you have at hand, and then we can focus on everything else as they come. And of course, we'll look into that. Moving on within the rest of the training, I want to make sure that we keep it short, sweet, and concise. Phase 6 is all about getting rid of confusion. Phase 6 is about all of the brand new updated tools that we have. And ladies and gentlemen, as you probably have seen, we have an insane brand new, I should say updated tour that we have for all of you. And I want to make sure that everyone unanimously all across the globe are using the same slides. They are all updated in your back office. And I want you to all utilize the script. We should all be in harmony. We should all be saying the same thing. We should be training the same tools. So I want to make sure, we've been training the slides for the past couple of weeks, but utilize, download, make sure you go into your back office, download the slides, provided, utilize them. One of the things that I taught in Montreal, and I taught this when I was in Alberta as well, is that if you're not presenting the tour, you basically get paid to present the tour. So if you're not presenting the tour, most likely your income level is not at the level that you want it to be at. So the first step is to download the tour. You want to read it over. You want to utilize the script, and you want to master to sit down to be able to do one-on-ones, belly to belly, to build this business and talk to every single person that you know. So we've made it super simple, we've made it easy, and we made it downloadable right in your back office under dashboard and of course under business tools for all of you. Ramin, did you want to add anything to this?
Again, you mentioned that leadership matters. People attract you to strength or weakness. You got to get out there and do testimonials, get in front of the room, do testimonials, whether it's product, whether it's business, and most importantly, get yourself up to be able to do tours. If not in front of the room, that's fine, at least on a one-on-one basis. And if you do want to get in front of the room and the organizers don't allow you, guess what? No one can hold you back from doing that. Make sure that you ask over and over again. Make sure you're qualified to do it. And if you're not getting the response you want, let us know. Because at the end of the day, everybody should have a chance. If you want to step up, we want you to step up. If you want to be in front of the room, we want you to be in front of the room as long as you're qualified to do it. And you know what? Everybody in this business can be qualified to do this. I know sometimes that we get the same people all the time, and that's because a lot of times people don't step up. They want you, but they don't step up. They don't share the thoughts, the desires. You need to do that. Go to the organizers in your city and say, look, I want to step up. I want to be a presenter. The best way to get started is maybe do a testimonial. After, when you're comfortable with that, then be a host or a hostess. Open and close the tour. After that, you can take part of the presentation. After that, you can do the whole presentation. So again, it's available to you. It's the biggest part of GWT, personal growth, personal development. We encourage you to do it.
Absolutely, Ramin, and you know what, that's what makes this business so exciting, that our business is simple, it's duplicatable, and you know what, we have all of the amazing tools for someone to hit a financial home run with it. Let's talk about that new prospecting pack that we've created. Of course, it's all new promotional package to be able to use to give away to all of your prospects, and you give them the information they need. So once someone looks at the tour, you're able to give them a compensation plan booklet. The media accolade booklets is in there, the survey is in there, the application is in there, the gift certificate is in there. And the amazing part to this is this, ladies and gentlemen. You know, how many times have you had a brand new prospect sit in front of you? You know, they're ready to make their decision, but they like to review it with their spouse, or they want to take home some information. Well, you know what? Now you have this amazing pack that you can send them home with and say, I'm going to follow up with you, you know, and the next day, or in 2 days, which day works for you, Monday or Tuesday. So you're going to book an appointment to go back, sit down to, of course, answer any questions and to do a follow-up. And this becomes an amazing professional tool. I remember when I first met Ramin, our CEO, he was telling me, you know, in my previous company, it was all the marketing tools that really helped us to build our business, because, of course, marketing material that was printed made you look professional as a company, as an owner of your own mall, and of course an owner of your own business. So you want to make sure that you're investing into these new prospecting packs. You want to make sure that you have them all the time, and every single time that you sit down at a tour and you're done with your guests, you pull one of these packages out, you give them the survey, give them the application, you give them the gift certificate, you go over the media accolades book, and of course the compensation plan to be able to answer any questions. These are of course sold right under our promo tools, so you want to of course log in tonight and pick this amazing pack up because it is absolutely phenomenal and a phenomenal business building tool. Ramin?
Documentation beats conversation. Documentation beats conversation. Documentation beats conversation. I keep talking about it because this is a visual business. You're either a professional or you're an amateur. So you decide which one you want to be. It's our job as a company to go ahead and provide you with the best of the market material. It's your job is to buy it and to use it. Now, when I was on the field, there was not even an internet. And the companies, to be honest, weren't that good of creating a lot of tools. So what we did as leaders, we created our own tools. So we had a lot of tools to give away because as leaders, we got together and we did it. Because of that experience, you get to benefit from it. We give you the best marketing material. It's your job to buy them and distribute them. Now, if we were a Canadian company, if you only did business in Canada and America, maybe a couple of countries that are really web savvy, maybe we can get away with a lot of the web stuff. But you know what? That's not a reality in GWT. We're in 161 countries, and still 99% of the countries, they still love to feel, touch, see, bring something home. They want to see that document. So it's your job right now to make sure you become a professional, and in GWT that's easy to do because we give you the gorgeous, gorgeous documentation that you can have from day one that you launch your mall, and we give you gorgeous videos, beautiful website, give you everything you need to look like a real pro in your business.
Fantastic, Ramin. Thank you so much. I love having you on these calls. I even get more revved up and energized when I got you on these calls. So we're going to have to get you on more of these. But you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get a chance to meet and be trained by the best. As you know, we have some amazing, amazing conferences that are coming up. And this week, you know, as you know, last week, I should say, sorry, we started to promote our North American Conference in 2016 that's coming up this October 13th, 14th, and 15th, which they anticipated. And of course, Forensic Networker that all of you have been asking about over and over and over and over is coming in full swing. You're going to get a full day of forensic training from the Forensic Networker himself, Ramin Mazgarlu. And of course, we're going to give you some in-depth product training by myself, and of course, from our CTO, Nanat Kalma, for software and comp plan updates. But it doesn't stop there, because then Thursday night, we have our mega tour night. That is what we call the Chiching money-making night, ladies and gentlemen. And you want to make sure you are inviting as many guests as possible for this night. Remember, every diamond you launch, you earn $350. So how many diamonds do you want to launch on that night? Remember, all of the diamonds on that night will also qualify for the 7-day getaway for their trip. So it's going to be an absolutely insane, insane, insane night. And Saturday, we have an exclusive reception for all of our CDS team members with our founder and CEO. And what that is anyone who is a diplomat or higher. So if you haven't got to diplomat, you want to make sure you start smiling and dialing and getting out there and qualify yourself to become a diplomat by October. We've had people do it in 9 minutes. We've had people do it in 1 day. We've had people do it in 1 week, so you got ample time until October to take advantage of this. So this ticket price, of course, is $49, ladies and gentlemen. The ticket prices are going to go up. This is the early bird promotion that we are running currently, which is $49. And of course, your 5th ticket is going to be free. Sorry, you buy your 5 tickets, so 6th one is free. So you want to make sure you get online. It is only $49 a ticket. Get online, buy your ticket immediately, as they are going very rapidly. Ramin?
the last mega event of 2016. In 2012, which was the beginning of the last peak we had in business, it started right at this conference in October. So here it is again. The next peak starts right here. You want to make sure you're there, the forensic, make sure all your team are there. This is where the rubber meets the road. Plan for you and your team to be there. I know seats are limited. Make sure with the free ticket that you have over there, make sure you buy a whole bunch. You can get a whole bunch of free tickets. This way you can place incentives for your team to also to be at these events. Something happens at these events, especially at the forensic. Forensic just reaches right inside you, screws up a whole bunch of beliefs that you have right now that's not serving you well. And when you come out of forensic, and everybody will tell you, every forensic student will tell you, when you come out of forensic, you are a different person. You're thinking differently. You're not who you were when you went into it. Here's your chance. Everyone's been asking for it. Here you got a chance. Last event of the year, make sure you go ahead and book in you and your team, because the hotels are jam-packed. We couldn't find a big venue. There's not going to be that many seats available. It's going to sell out like you always see sold out on the poster before the deadline. You want to make sure you take care of it right now, especially with the early bird pricing, especially with the free promotion. Buy 5, get 1 free.
Absolutely, Ramin. And you know what? Last week when we had our call, we already are basically more than halfway sold in our conference tickets. So once again, I want to reiterate it. Please make sure you get online. Once these tickets are sold out, there is going to be no additional tickets for purchase. So you want to make sure you get online to not avoid disappointment. One other thing that a lot of people were asking for is basically room rates. And you know what? We have those room rates. They're at $119. So you want to make sure we sent out an email blast recently where we did share the codes for you. You want to make sure, once again, check your core page. Make sure you're checking your back office is listed in there as well to book your rates, book your rooms, get your flights if you need to fly in, get whatever you need, but make sure you do not miss this absolutely insane event. And like Ramin said, having this event in October, guess what it's going to do for your Christmas sales, because we are going to be launching on Saturday some of the promotions that you heard our founder and CEO talk about that is coming up. So I'm super excited with what's coming up with our, of course, North American conference, Ramin, but also I'm super excited with what's coming for our 11th annual convention that's going to be coming up for 2017, March 23rd, March 24th, March 25th of 2017. That is going to be held in Niagara Falls, Ontario, ladies and gentlemen. 2008, this was our location and our venue where we had our conference, and you know what? That was, for me, the first time that we actually taught the Forensic Networker. That was the time that we had the pre-launch as well for the Fairy Mosh.
Well, so that's obviously the 2008. There was a lot of memories there. Many still say it was the best conference we've ever had. That was the pre-launch of the Fairy Marsh. That was the official launch of Fairy. Who doesn't want to go to the 7th wonder of the world, Niagara Falls? The best hotel in the whole place is where we stayed at. I remember people at 5, 6 in the morning at the casino walking around, parties that were going on. It was unbelievable. So it's going to be very, very memorable. But I really want to focus on what my final word tonight is this. Here's a challenge for you all. You got 2.5 weeks. People who launched before 30 days, you got 2.5 weeks to get your code, to get your trip, to get your getaway. Now here's a challenge for you. Every single one of you, go out there and get 10 upgrades this month. Again, people will be going to, if they launch before the 30 days, so that means they only got 2.5 weeks. So in the next 2.5 weeks, go get yourself an upgrade, go get 10 more upgrades. That means you're going to get 10 people excited about the business because they're getting a maximum buying power, maximum benefits of the compensation plan. You're also making 10 families very happy because now they have the world at their fingertips. They can just close their eyes on the map, choose a continent, Go start looking all the 3,000 locations, and they're going to get a getaway of a lifetime. So the side benefit of all of this is not only your 10 upgrades, you make 10 people excited and happy, families happy. Now you can make as much as $5,000 in commission, cycle commission, because of the CV that it generates, up to depending on where it ends up. But that's irrelevant. Giving up people what they want, you get what you want, right? So you want to make sure, let's go get 10 people, business people excited. Let's make 10 of their families happy by giving away the getaway, 10 each. And as a side benefit, you're going to be earned up to $5,000 in CV commissions. Now imagine when these people upgrade, the stuff we don't want to talk about. When these people upgrade to a diamond, what happens? Then other people upgrade, become diplomats. Then others become cruise qualified, which is become ambassadors. And then others become RAs and NAs. So again, there is a whole chain reaction from that upgrade to diamond. We've given you the mother load of incentive to go get everybody in your team to upgrade to a diamond, make their families happy with the getaway, get them excited about the business, what GWT is today in phase 6, not in phase 5. You're not there to listen to somebody talking about phase 5 or phase 4 or phase 6. You're not interested. That's not reality today. It's like, you know, I go buy myself a Ferrari now, and you know what? It's a beautiful car. I talked to somebody about it. Oh, well, I had a Ferrari in 1980s and it wasn't working. Who cares how Ferrari was in 1980s? You got to look at what it is today. So when we're talking about GWT in a new decade, we are a greased machine. We're experienced, the best products, the best compensation plan. We're highly rejuvenated. We got a workforce that's trained and ready to go to attack phase 2. If we could do all of that in phase 1 without any of this, imagine what we're going to be in phase 2. So here's your challenge. Go out, upgrade, of course, get your code, get 10 upgrades, make 10 families happy, and give each one of them a challenge to go get 10 upgrades and make 10 other families happy. I'll pass that to you, Sanaz.
Thank you so much, Ramin. One of the things that I did put up on screen, and you guys can capture screen it, and by the way, it is already on the corporate website as well, the North American Conference Hotel accommodation. The code is GLO_007 to receive a special room rate. If you go on to our corporate site, you are going to be able to click on a link to actually take you to the website to be able to do the booking. And of course, you want to make sure you're avoiding disappointment. Book early because it is limited. Last year, we sold out. And last year, of course, we had a lot of people that were disappointed. We want to make sure that we are avoiding any sort of disappointment. As well, I wanted to just cover a couple of announcements. This week, as you guys all know, we have the Italian conference that is going to be coming up. That is going to be held with our RAs and I should say our ambassadors, Lior Scaler, Maria Gaderi, and Marshall Newen, that will be going into Italy with, of course, the local leaders that will be doing an amazing conference. But as well, we also have the Caribbean Conference that's coming up in October. Of course, that's going to be held in St. Lucia with the leadership, of course, of National Ambassador Reza Mezgarlu and Mr. Sean Haynes, and myself and the founder of the company, Mr. Ramin Mezgarlu, that we will be going to Caribbean Market St. Lucia. So that is another event that you want to make sure you register yourself for and attend. And last but not least, Australia. We're going to close it strong in November, finalizing the year. And of course, being in Australia, of course, in November. All of the flyers, all of the promotions, everything that we have, of course, it is on our corporate website. So if you do have questions or need more information, you can always find everything on our corporate website as well as our Facebook website. So, Ramin, at this point, what I'd like to do is go over maybe some of the questions, comments that our LCs may have to be able to conclude the call.
So, Naz, I just want to say one thing. If you have anyone in your team at all, let's assume you have one LC, you got one distributor, you should be taking the recording of this call. If they missed it, make sure that you sit with them, you listen to it together online, send it to them, and then discuss it afterwards. If you're a group of 5, 10, 20, get your people together on a conference call, replay the link, and discuss it afterwards. Get everyone take notes and discuss it afterwards. That's what you do as a leader. If you're new especially, you're very fortunate. You're dealing with some very experienced management team. Sanaz and I just walked the call for you how this promotions need to be treated, your mindset, how you need to go about it, how you should think about it, the enthusiasm, everything, because I know what we have to go through to get you these things. We know how difficult it is, and when we accomplish something monumental, we get excited and revved up, and you hear it in our voice. So here's what you got to do. Get your team together. If you're in the same team, same city, great. Get together, get some coffee and donuts or whatever you like to share. You know, play the link, discuss it, let them feel enthusiasm, and tell them to do the same thing. If your team is globally in different cities, get the link, play it online, get everybody on a webinar, your own personal webinar, play it online, and then again discuss it. This is what you do. You are the portal to distribute the news, and we've made it so easy by giving you a link to start doing that, so you don't have to try to become Sanaz or myself. So again, your job is to get the information, arrange a webinar, get people around your kitchen table, play the link, discuss, get excited, and accomplish. Don't forget your challenge: 10 upgrades. Make 10 people really excited about the business, and make 10 families really happy because now they got a global trip.
All right, Ramin, we're just going to read over some of the questions and comments. Just give me 1 quick minute. Because are you going to the conference? No, we'll just go. So what I'm just asking you. Okay, Ramin, so some of the questions that I have here is, will there be a live broadcast for the October conference?
Well, again, look, the live broadcast will only happen if you're sold out. So again, people need to be here for their conference. Don't hold on because of that. And also, live broadcast wasn't for people who are locally, because obviously it doesn't have the same effect. The live broadcast, even if we make it allow it, it'll probably be for different time zones, Africa, Australia, different places, and not locally. Locally, I want leaders to become leaders and people to become excited. If you're anywhere within 3 to 5 hour flights, you should be here. So we'll decide later on which time zones will have access to the live broadcast if we do launch it.
Right. So what we've done in the past, ladies and gentlemen, is based on your IP address, based on what country you're in, the basically code will be given away. But for sure, when it comes to North America, Canada and the United States will not be included, of course, because it is for that event. And at this point, we do not have a live broadcast unless, of course, we are selling out. Based on the setup, based on the rooms that we have as well, it is not currently set up for a live broadcast, so you want to make sure this is a monumental event that we are going to be having. This is the release of the future development of what we're going to be having for Phase 6, so you want to make sure that you are going to be there. The next question, Ramin, we have, which I can answer, will we have for March 22nd a power tour for LCs to bring in their guests for the Toronto 2017 convention? Absolutely, we always do, and we definitely will for our 11th year anniversary. And as well, when it comes to our international convention, once we're finished, we're also going to be departing with all of our qualifiers when it comes to our RA vacation, which I'm super excited. I got a Nicola. Hi Corp, I love the releases and trainings. Will there be an ambassador cruise next year? Ramin?
Ambassador cruise is always going to be on. The RA cruise every 2 years, but yes, the ambassador cruise will be annually. We will announce that, I guess, in the new year.
Thank you. From Sarah Wong, thank you so much, Ramin and Sanaz, for giving us all these amazing tools and trainings. to help grow our business. You're most welcome. From Mr. Sean Haynes from Barbados, awesome webinar. Thank you to our great CEO and Super SVP for the insane Phase 6 training. Our pleasure, Sean. It's good to have you on the webinar from Barbados. I see Barbados is shaking things up over there, so a big shout out to Barbados team. All right, Tasha Hughes, thank you so much. Ramin and Sanaz, awesome webinar. From Aaron Spreen in Edmonton, nothing but the best company, CEO and SVP with the energy and training tonight. That no other company I have seen in my 20 years of this industry. You are simply the best. DE team, that's Diamond Elite team. Chat was rocking all night. Community and culture is the key, and you know what? We're ready to build it to the billion. Next one from Sintra Simbu. Do we have a video training on how to do a webinar? Of course, you can contact your upline or your My5 to be able to be getting on the webinars. And the next question do we have is, can we receive visas to come to the international convention? And the answer is yes. Once you buy your international convention ticket and you get your flight, you can then apply for a visa, but we are going to be putting the tickets live in early week of September. And of course, when they are live, you want to buy them right away because visa applications do take time. And if you try to go get a visa within the last 30 days, you are going to get refused. You got to plan this way in advance, and you have lots of time. From Tony Tony W. Thank you very much, Ramin and Sanaz. Critical information shared tonight to keep us on the right track. Simple, much appreciated. From Marshall Newen, of course, from United States of Minnesota, thank you to our super CEO and our SVP for constantly giving us amazing tools and promotion, and it's our pleasure. All right, from Jean Danks, thank you, Ramin and Sanaz, for all that you do. The energy was through the roof. Grateful for all, totally pumped up with a bunch of hearts. You're most welcome, sweetheart. And Ramin, the list of comments and questions comments, thank yous and I love yous goes on. Team, we appreciate all of you. We love all of you. This is the new decade. Let's hit the ground running. Of course, let's get everyone upgraded in your team. Most importantly, let's just duplicate simplicity, simplicity, simplicity. Ramin, any final words?
The challenge. 2.5 weeks. Here's your challenge. Make sure you upgrade 10 VDMs and get them excited and to make 10 of their families happy for this unbelievable getaway globally, anywhere in the world. You know, obviously there's some areas are stronger than the others, but so many unbelievable places to go where they will never get a chance to do. Here's a chance to be able to give a family that opportunity to be able to go places that could never go. So 10, each one of you will get 10 upgrades, or you got 2.5 weeks to get it done. Good night, everyone.
Ramin, just a couple quick more comments I'm going to read and I'll shut it down. Incredible call. Thank you, Ramin and Sanaz. That's from Sean Singh. Of course, I want to give also a big shout out to our Montreal team for absolutely rocking it this past weekend. They did such a great job. And you know what? I'm ready to see what Montreal is going to do. From Ryan James Johnson, special thanks for this wonderful training and opportunity. Don't know where I'd be if it was not for GWT. Love always. From Mavis, thank you, CEO Ramin Mazgarlu and Senior VP Sanaz for the great training and explanation. From Lima, thank you very much, and all the love keeps on going back to you. Ramin, thank you for your relentless pursuit. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for your leadership. On my behalf, from all of our luxury consultants, thank you for everything that you do that consistently is pouring into this industry. It's saving and of course, helping all those casualties in this industry, but most importantly, having a heart of gold to be there for our distributors to be able to help us to be able to build that billion-dollar journey. Reza writes, with all these announcements, how are we able to sleep? Of course, lucky for those that is 9 a.m. for them. How am I going to be able to sleep tonight? I know, Reza, we're pretty excited as well. So, team, thank you so much.
I want to also give you the credit, young lady, because as hard as you work, and you don't have no more hours, everyone knows that, to be on the Sunday night call, getting it done week after week, to be on the Monday night CDSC call, get it done week after week. I mean, our leadership, if you need a role model to learn from, if someone's going to inspire you, it's this young lady right here. It's a nice woman, because I won the world championship with the toughest sport in the world, wrestling, and she's got more stamina than most guys I've fought with at the world championship. This young lady, she works her heart out because she sees we got hungry distributors who are excited about GWT, who are hungry for these tools, they're hungry for direction. She volunteers her time. The challenge for our leadership to step up, to be able to be as good as she is, to do what she does. So we have this type of support provided to our workforce globally. And this challenge is not just to our leadership, every single one of you, starting with our leadership core. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much, Ramin. That is very kind coming from you, and I really do appreciate those words. And you know what? You hit the nail right on the head. I know we have distributors that are so hungry for information, hungry for change, and this is their last chance to be able to hit a financial home run. We have the most incredible products. We have the most incredible compensation plan. We have great leadership. So what I'm trying to do is penetrate that within every single market. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, now that we've entered into the next decade, get ready for explosion. Get ready. This is almost like a brand new company with all of the insane cool things that we got. So I'm revved up. I hope you can feel it in our hearts, how excited we are. And you know what? I look forward to seeing all of you. Of course, I won't be able to see all of you, but I hope to see most of you at, of course, our North American conference, but most importantly at the international conference. There's so many events coming up, and I look forward to seeing you in your market and building the journey towards $1 billion. I want to say a good night, a good evening, or good morning, wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed this insane seminar. Remember, 2.5 weeks, like our CEO said, go and get 10 diamonds in your business by then. Have a great night, everyone.